Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review. Today from Hasbro, in their Marvel Legends line, we are featuring Ka-Zar. Okay, so this entire Build-A-Figure Zabu wave has been making me crazy. I am so close to finally finishing Zabu, which we have right here, and we're actually going to showcase this figure in this video. It's been a journey. I'm so excited for this Build-A-Figure. I think this is probably one of my favorite Marvel Build-A-Figures in recent memory. Don't get me wrong, you know, all the figures they've given us over the last few years have been amazing, but there's just something fun and unique about giving us a really wild-looking animal figure like this one, especially a saber-toothed tiger. You know, if you're into like the Mattel's Jurassic Park line of action figures, I kind of feel like I know saber-toothed tigers and dinosaurs didn't exist at the same time, but you know, this seems like the kind of action figure you'd want to like fight like with like a T-Rex or like a raptor. So we're going to take a look at this very soon. But in the meantime, we're going to focus our attention on Ka-Zar. Ka-Zar was introduced in Marvel Comics in the X-Men books, I think back in the early 60s. Or the early, during the 60s, during the early issues of the X-Men. I think it might have been X-Men issue either 8 or 10, I think. Wonderful looking figure. We have multiple hand options here. He has his knife, of course, the Build-A-Figure piece, and his little staff. I've seen a lot of people, a lot of customizers and kit bashers buy multiple copies of this figure just so they could create different versions of He-Man, Conan the Barbarian, Call the Conqueror, you know, any sort of barbarian fantasy character that you could think of. This is the figure to use as the base. You know, it's almost like a completely nude figure minus the crazy fur loincloth. He has the furry boots, but otherwise, you know, repaint the hair, give him a crown, give him a broadsword. It's Conan. You know, color the hair, give him some additional accessories. You know, becomes Call the Conqueror. You know, give him one of the old Mattel He-Man straps. You could turn this into He-Man. This is a very versatile action figure. So if you're a customizer or a kit basher, this is the guy to get if you want to build up your fantasy action figures. Ka-Zar. In a lost world full of prehistoric dinosaurs, Ka-Zar performs heroics as Lord of the Jungle alongside the saber-toothed Zabu, which is right there. So with the exception of Superior Iron Man, all these figures are required to build Zabu, and all these figures are awesome. I think my favorite one so far of the lot is probably Black Winter. This figure is like the sleeper hit in this wave. So if you see this figure, grab it. You won't be disappointed. It's phenomenal. And the cable's awesome too if you're a fan of X-Men. Alright, so the journey is almost over. We're going to assemble Zabu, take a look at Ka-Zar, and the two could go on adventures together, finally. We have the Build-A-Figure piece. We have Ka-Zar's staff with like sharp arrowhead at the end, so it's a nice pointy spear. Looks like to be like almost like a flint rock material. Here's the knife. You do not want to lose this. All right, we have multiple hand options here. We have a pair of fists right there. We have a couple of hands. These are actually trigger fingers for holding weapons. I'm probably going to swap out the hands and put these on just so we can hold the spear or the knife. And we have the very awesome looking Ka-Zar action figure. Like I said, if you're a customizer or kit basher and you want to create more barbarians, more fantasy-oriented figures, if you want to create a leaner version of He-Man, this is the figure to get. Gorgeous looking figure, really well done, really well executed, and it's coming off very, very bright on my camera, so it might be kind of hard to make out some of the details. The musculature is really well defined. He's looking ripped. He's been hitting the beach. He's probably on the South Beach diet. You know, no carbs, all protein. Really cool that you can store the knife accessory on the back like that. I love that. He kind of has the knurled hands, which is awesome. You can pretend he's like climbing trees, vines, swinging through the jungle. And I'm actually going to take, at least I'm going to take out one of these for a gripping hand. Let's take this one off, just so I can have him hold the spear or knife. Nice head sculpt. The head sculpt kind of resembles the Icarus from the same wave. They're very closely related. The fur loincloth, nicely detailed. The boots are well done. The articulation, Ka-Zar's head moves. Does he look down? Yes. Does he look up? He does look up, but the hair is going to restrict the movement right there. He does have butterfly joints, which I'm hoping mine aren't stuck. I hate butterfly joints. They never want to move for me. And this is the case again. They don't want to really move. This one does, kinda. It's kind of stiff though. This one moves also very stiff. You have articulation in his arms, bicep, pinless design for the elbow, so it's a much cleaner look. Again, I apologize. It's a very lightly colored figure, so it's just gonna look overexposed. So it's gonna be kind of hard to make out the details. Articulated wrists. Does feature an ab crunch, which is nicely hidden in the musculature. So he bends forward, arches back, really well done there. Waist swivel, articulated legs, thigh cut, so you have a swivel there. Clean knee design with the pinless look, and it's double jointed. Boot cut, so you have a swivel at the boot, and articulated ankles. So this figure, it's pretty much what it is. It's a naked man. So he has all the posability that a naked man can afford. And comes with a spear and a knife. So we have Ka-Zar, Lord of the Jungle, friend of the X-Men, defender of the Savage Land. And lastly, we come to the main event. I'm finally going to fully assemble Zabu. This is a figure I've been wanting forever. Last piece. Does it go on? Come on. And it's on. And it's it's fantastic. This is such a cool figure. This is one of the best Build-A-Figures they've done in a long... I mean, don't get me wrong. All the Build-A-Figures are really well done, but this one really lived up to the expectations for me. The sculpting is gorgeous. The face looks wonderful. The mouth is articulated. Look at that. That's so cool. Large fangs in the front. Great detail work for the pupils on the eyes. Has the indentations in the snout for where the whiskers should be. The fur texture is nicely done. Very crisp, very sharp details. You have an articulated tail. The head moves. It's awesome. You have articulation in the neck also. The legs, they go outward. You have forward motion. They bend in. The paws bend. Cut mid-torso, so you have all sorts of fun poses. So yeah, this is, for me, the show stealer right here. This is gorgeous, and you have to put the two together, You have Ka-Zar and his fierce, loyal companion. Just look at that. Oh, man. When they first announced this wave, I was so excited for this figure, but in the back of my head, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to find all these figures in the wild and complete them. And that was pretty much the case. You know, I got lucky and found half of the wave at my local Toys R Us, and then I just ended up buying the figures that I missed out on Amazon. Luckily, I found them for like retail price, so I just had, the only thing I had to pay was just a little bit more for shipping, but it's well worth it. You know, it's a great looking figure. Here's Ka-Zar. Here he is next to Marvel Legends Vulcan, just to give you an idea of the size. Ka-Zar stands in at 6 3/4 inches. Here's Wolverine, a friend of all animals, unless he's hunting them down and eating them. Here he is next to Zabu. So yeah, awesome figure. So happy. I'm gonna start dancing. This is such a beautiful figure. It's awesome. This is so cool. And if you happen to see that Mattel Masters of the Universe Origins Filmation Cringer figure that comes in a 2-pack with Prince Adam, that'd be worth buying just to compare that figure with this one, because I think they'd look great together. Because I think the Cringer figure is smaller than the Battle Cat, and that's something I'm probably gonna have to buy now because I have this guy right here. So very stoked, very happy, and very relieved. You know, I have this wave completed. So the only other Marvel Legends animal I'm looking for right now is the Lockjaw figure. So hopefully I can find that for a decent price. Alright, so let's wrap this video up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. Alright, later.